we're going. Now let's just make sure everything's working. Check on the Twitch dashboard. Have everything up and running. Check my audio. Check my audio. Yep, that seems to be functional. And now I tweet twice. Once on tweet and once on not tweet. I'm so efficient these days. I'm starting these games and shit. I'm starting streams. Like that. That's crazy. Oh, I should swap to the game capture. There we go. Hello everybody, I'm back. I'm playing more Disco Elysium. I took a just over a week and a half break from it because I wanted to see the numbers go up for Balatro, and then I was in a Darkest Dungeon mood, so I played that. But we're back, and we're ready to explore more of Revachol. If I load game, yes. That autosave is, I guess that's the exact same as the save I had. Back to it, eh? Oh, and I should do that, and then there we go. I'm the Disco Elysium version of myself. The portrait, it is complete. Now, the big question is, where the hell were we? Notes. God, that's a lot of things to do. Find money, pay rent, okay. 20 real every day. Got it. Close the water lock on Wednesday. Okay. So one more day until that, I presume. And then I'm on the victim's armor. Ooh, I could go and I can find out new information. That's good. That's a good idea. We've already done that. We've tracked down our gun, unfortunately. Find out who is in the Union box. Okay. Get a reality lowdown. Perhaps try a rich person. Rich people are educated. I know one rich person, but I can't talk to him I can't talk to him. He's too rich. We have to get the body down. We have to ask Everett Claire for help. Oh, that sucks. Okay. What do we have on our person? A boombox and a bag for collecting tear. Okay, well, that's the button to make it show things again. I remember. Go away, head circle. There we go. Fuck, it's the Union. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
These the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it.
There we go. Okay, it's skill point straight off bat. Okay, that's good. What do you mean by rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Right, that's not good. Cool. Okay. Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information.
Okay, true, fair, you're right.
Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
There are so many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements?
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union.
I was worried he would say that.
In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Okay.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
Okay, authority. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms.
And reaction speed. Wow, okay.
But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
Fuck, you're right, logic, but authority and reaction speed seem pretty set
They're in
on
no hurry to
letting me
leave.
go by.
I think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Okay. So, we should call in to the car person. Just ignore the union for now, because they suck. Ooh.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
I'm even thinking about this. I wasn't supposed to.
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Canema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
That machine does put the loco back in locomotion.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
Well, what kind of engines it got?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
Out a whistle. Mama's serving some serious macaroni. No, I have to indulge the inner, clearly autistic impulse to talk about this vehicle.
7.2. Supercharged.
That machine.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Ever thought about switching to helium headlights?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
Hey, I mean, would be cool to hang out, Kim. Might be nice. Might be fun.
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
Alright, let's move.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I love the idea of going immediately from like, man, that's a really good car. What engine's that? Like a 12-liter V8? What do you... Kim, what is this?
This is the Caprice Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat.
Oh no. Is that the sinking feeling I have with the word motor carriage?
Nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
Do all policemen in the RCM have such cool motor
The
carriages?
Caprice motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
But this is different. This is a sports model.
I might be wrong, but this one's a sports model, right?
You're right. I didn't take you for a motorcar enthusiast. Do you also like Tip Top, Detective?
Tip Top was basically Formula One. Yeah, fuck it.
Really? Well, I'm not indifferent on the matter either.
Wow, I just got an achievement for talking about cars multiple times. Fun. We turn in on a drive somewhere?
No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember?
Ah. That must be what woke me up when you arrived.
Yes, sorry about that. The Caprice Kinema does have a rather distinctive and...
He says it with very badly concealed pride. In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I would pick up the radio.
57. How may I assist you?
Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Bétancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Semenine conflict.
Okay.
So, it seems the armor went to Semenine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Crenel, and the one before it was Downwell.
Crenel.
I think they might be the same contractor.
The one before it was Down. Okay, so Crenel and Downwell are the same.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
A suit of armor like this would be customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record. Words today. Come on. There must be a record of the person from whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her. An opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Thank you, officer. I appreciate your efforts in this case.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then.
Cool. Done with the radio for now.
Over and out.
In the cabin,
Alice on the
you
radio is
see
quite
a set
nice. She's
of
a nice.
steering
She's
levers,
cool. She's
a
cool.
radio
She's chill.
on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the
Hello,
fuel
Dogtree
preheater
General.
gauge.
Yes, it is good to be back. Good to be back doing this. Right, that's one thing. Another day for the armor's owner. Okay, cool. Uno lied to you, return and confront him. Yeah, sure, fuck it. I'll really show it, prove how meaningless the Union is to me by talking to Kuno first. What's she doing on the roof? Klasia. Orange dancer.
Does Kuno care?
Talk to Manana about the armor.
So?
Oh god. He said to thank you. Wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello!
Okay, Kuno S.
Look, pig, Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Good idea.
Whatever, kid.
What is this? Trying to be cool with your new asshole? Kuno was just being nice to you. You got fucked bad. Now limp the fuck out of here. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Oh, my empathy is very unfortunately low for that. I can't. You know what?
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
That reasonable, Kuno. Reasonable. I will leave him be. He doesn't matter in the current circumstance. What else is there? Okay. Did that. Find booze and drink it. Yep, that's always a thing I can do. Find the vehicle the Joyrider used in their escapades. I'm starting to piece together what's happened here. Because that's a vehicle I didn't just appear here. I didn't just spawn in. So I got pretty sure that was my car, and this the trail of destruction is probably to do with me. Probably. So what next? What else can there be? Because I don't need to track down the Joyrider yet. Replace the lost bull. One of their Petanque bulls fire into the sea. The shot was excellent, but now you owe him a bull. At least a similar looking metal sphere. Wonder where I could get a metal sphere. We'll keep an eye out for that, but I don't think I can seek that out. Track down my badge. Ask around about tattoos' possible meaning. Find a way into the secret passage. Okay, I think, as much as it pains me to do so, I think I have to talk to Everard Clare to get the body down. Which sucks, because I really wish... I had rolled better. But I've chosen in this run to not save scum anything.
The payphone hangs mutely on the wall. There isn't much more to do here.
Oh, right, I succeeded at that. That was weird. Yeah, so I have to have Everard Clare help in getting the body down. And I hate that. I hate that so very much. Let's just have a look at the light-bending, mega-rich guy. I just want to enjoy having this much money for a minute. Alright, back down to being poor. Thanks, light-bending mega-rich man. He's still up there. Okay. Still bending light. Good for him. Yeah, maybe one day he'll stop bending light. What was this? Looks something forgotten on the coffee table. Oh. Weird that there's nothing to interact with, just an idle thought. Alright.
Mr. Dubois, Every worker?
Every worker you want me to say is a member of the board, because that's your union slogan. But I don't like you, and I don't want to fucking agree with your shit. However, as a means to try and get you to be more cooperative, I'll have to say it. A member of the board.
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart too. How can I help
it doesn't
you today?
ever. It does not ever. I'm a capitalist by nature. In the game, of course. Do you know there's a mega rich light bending guy inside one of the containers outside?
Mega rich light bending guy? Oh my god. How did that get in there?
He's so rich he could get in anywhere.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega rich light bending guys.
Kim, tell him he was there.
There was a guy in the container. But he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective thread.
In Minecraft, I'm a capitalist. Hell yeah. That's the way
Honestly,
to be in
guys,
Minecraft.
We might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbour, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Okay, to be fair, that's funny, I forgot. Oh, you suck, but it is funny. You should be honoured by the presence of this Magus. He was of half Revacholian blood and amassed his wealth using the mysterious bond of nationhood. Yep, that's the one.
It's beginning to dawn on me that you're a real fascist. A mega-fascist who imagines mega-rich light-bending fascists. I love it. Thank you for sharing this facet of yourself with me.
No worries, Everard.
I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Ugh. Could you help get a dead body down from the tree?
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt.
Get him, Kim.
It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder.
Fucking get him, Kim.
Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I also nearly accidentally called him King. Also applicable. I studied the footprints at the crime scene. Worker boots.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
What are the odds Everard understands the light bending theory and has also understood that Harry's a perpetually embarrassed millionaire? You know, I think as much as I hate Everard, just based on everything about him, there is a chance he does know that about me.
Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science.
Oh, thank God. I was worried that because we got into the dock by jumping down, I wasn't going to get to speak to Measurehead. Oh.
You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He's the big impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy.
What's this mean? I did it, Everard. I turned it off. What's that mean? I need to know. I want to know what that means.
What?
Oh, the shady brew! Yes! The shady brew. You told me to make it even shadier. I didn't. It had alcohol in it. Now there's no alcohol.
Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating tasks, and it's a great relief to see people taking initiative. I don't even want to know what all of that means. Brew, shady, alcohol, turned off. I'm gonna let the world surprise me.
Okay, I can kind of respect that, actually.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
Yeah, I'm not in your union. Apparently, according to you, I'm both a union man and a fascist. Neither of which I have confirmed yet. All I know is I like money. Okay, so getting the body down. Go to Measurehead on the gate and ask him to get the body down. Beautiful. Let's go. Let's go. Good. Good.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
I'll just size him up.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
I'm puffing. You know what? I'm just gonna try and be cool to this guy.
What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely.
Oh, come on,
Your breathing
endurance.
is erratic.
You could have rolled
Bone
higher than
heartbeat
that.
in your ears grows frantic.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend.
Oh.
This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
I want to talk to him more. But we do have a body to get down first. I think I'm gonna do the sensible thing, and
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul.
oh,
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
yeah, okay, you're correct. I'm an alcoholic. Now I need you to cooperate with me.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the Am Sandwich race is waning.
I am the police, and I need you to comply now.
Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft.
My man, your boss literally told you to at least chill on this stuff.
You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
That may be true, but...
You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
It's a serious situation. Your people have probably killed a man.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you.
Okay, yeah,
The
sure,
walls
sure.
will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Don't be such an asshole to your fellow dock worker.
The man looks at you, silent and unmoving. His eyes burrow into the remnants of your soul.
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. Even the phrenically impaired can see this.
Okay, it was worth a shot. See, this game somehow manages to throw very powerfully powerful options at you. Such as a skill check to subscribe to his advanced race theory. I don't think I want to. Funny as it may be. Why are you not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
But you're all part of the Union.
The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the Union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Simonese.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
Everyone told you to help us get the body down from the tree.
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
Okay, you know what? I like that he appreciates that I did, in a way, outsmart him.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
Yeah, okay, you can shut the fuck up.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Okay then. You do the thing. We
Hey.
will wait.
See that they stay here the whole time.
God fucking damn it. Yeah.
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Apparently so.
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
I also wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everott's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
Okay, but you're not actually a dock worker. Your uniform's false. You're putting on a show. I figured that out.
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes?
Thank
so
you,
sanitized
Kim!
for you?
We love you, Kim. Okay. Yes, I'm an unbelievably corrupt cop. I am corrupt every opportunity I get. It's none of your business.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Oh, Kuno's gonna be really happy to have seen something like that happen.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory today.
Fucking sure. Thanks for your cooperation, Measurehead.
Farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man from now on.
What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean, by the way?
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Yep, yeah, that's fair.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenology grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
I mean, like, sure, phrenology is like a pseudoscience founded in pure racism, but as an aesthetic, that does go kind of hard, though.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however,
Phrenology is the
it
funniest
is not
pseudoscience, I think.
entirely free of
Yeah.
throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree.
Actually, hang on.
His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes.
Oh,
could
thank you, visual calculus. Oh, I can fuck him up. Also, yeah, phrenology and its earlier incarnation of physiognomy are both very, like, interesting, clearly pseudoscience. Like, the ancient Greek thoughts on physiognomy are pretty funny. There's some good illustrations to demonstrate what, like, a good man looks like versus, like, a particularly bestial, probably evil guy. It's really just, like, early furry art, to be fair. It's just a man and then a lion who looks like him. Very, very funny, though. Are you sure? I mean, that jaw is clearly an atavistic stigmata.
That Atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Okay, but...
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
Wow, that... He just... Fair enough. I'm not going to ask this question because it's clearly not about skin color for him. It's about the phrenology and all that shit. So, oh, okay. Let's go and see the body. What's up, manana? Okay. No, this way. I will say it's sometimes a bit confusing how this game controls. Especially if I'm using mouse and keyboard.
Right to work! Shame on you!
Hey, tough guy, I had more questions.
Things are busy enough. You going to waste less of my time?
Maybe.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
What? Yeah. It's staircases like that and the one leading down into the docks. I don't know why. They just mess with me. It takes the control. I guess it's because it has a slight angle compared to the WAS and D, but it's not quite diagonal either, so you can't consistently travel diagonally. What exactly is your goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. And try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
You consider storming in? Like, all of you?
Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Well, I just made it so that they won't get drunk because I unspiked their, I can't remember the name of the food, but whatever it was, I made sure there wasn't alcohol in it. So, you ain't getting in, motherfucker. Sorry. Welcome to Revachol. I shouldn't say that to him. Well, he's racist. Okay, the body's down, we have to go and see it. We have to hope that Kuno isn't, like, picking at her. Oh, Jesus H. Christ.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Well, it's down.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Okay.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Do we have someone else for this? A doctor?
No, you and I are detectives. The
Oh,
honorary
shit,
rank
that's a
of
second skill
detective
point I haven't
signifies
spent yet.
our
Okay,
ability
good.
to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work, everything.
Honorary rank?
An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective.
I don't think I'm a detective.
You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't. Now, the way I see it, it's either this, or we complete the initial interviews. We already met Evrard, that only leaves the Wild Pines representative. There's one in town, negotiating the strike. She could have information.
probably best to do an autopsy sooner rather than later.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Oh, no, nothing? Damn.
Come back later, Corporal. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
I mean, I kind of already did, except it was me. First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
I'm being honest with you, Kim. It appears I have forgotten what a field autopsy is, and also how to speak.
It's a 3-part form to be filled out on the scene by the detectives responsible. One takes note, the other dictates. The goal is to establish cause of death.
Do we need a scalpel for it?
A scalpel is not always required. I hope this is one of those cases. Latex gloves are, however.
Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Okay.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes?
Okay, where should I take these notes?
In your paperwork, officer. Just fill out the field autopsy form.
Yeah, so about the paperwork, Kim.
Now they only have one paperwork too.
Officer, what haven't you lost?
I mean, my shoes. I have both of them. I found the other one too.
Good. Otherwise you would only have one shoe now. I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several actually, but only if it helps move things along.
Yeah, let's just work off yours for now.
Right. The autopsy form is near the end.
Right. Take a peek at Kim's notes. Yeah, sure.
You find a moment as the lieutenant inspects the dead man's fingernails. Just a few glances. The pages are filled with a bulky freehand that's nearly illegible. Still, you can make out a case with a curious title. The Man with the Hole in His Head.
I mean...
This appears to be a case investigated about 3 weeks ago. A workplace accident. The titular character's wife tries to get compensation. The company was not forthcoming. It's hard to make out if the hole was fatal. It's very hard to draw conclusions. All you can make out is that he is in a hurry to solve the case. The tempo of the handwriting says as much, and that there are a lot of notes in there. Most of them are made prior to arriving at the scene, in preparation.
I'm gonna search for something about me.
Maybe you're imagining it, but there are some remarks in there, and they're not all negative.
Oh!
You're referred to as the 41st by your station number, and the 41st comes off as a moderately competent detective.
Oh my god! Oh my god, you flatter me, Kim.
Maybe you are a moderately competent detective.
Oh, so here it is.
The dead
thing.
man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists. describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts.
Okay.
Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
Number 1, assistant.
That's you.
Raphael Ambrosius Costo.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says...
Coroner's case number?
KK57-0803.0815.
Aye.
Next.
Name?
NA. Next.
Date of birth?
NA.
Okay. Age?
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write approximately 42.
He nods.
Race?
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex?
Fucky!
Okay, come on, Kunas.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Fucking the option to write that shit is pretty funny. I am trying to be a moderately competent cop, though, so we will simply write male.
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
Number 8, date of death?
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Alright. 40351.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
I know. I'm just trying to be moderately competent.
57
I like
0503 0815.
Especially for my first playthrough,
motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only 1 box remains.
Though if I enjoy the game enough, I might play it again and go full fucking chaos mode, all in on electrochemistry. You know, just be a maniac. Let's see. Evidence of treatment?
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment anyway?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Okay.
Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
Oh. Okay. Not so sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Road, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
Well, that's fucking sad. Oh my god. Though the descriptor no larger than a monkey is pretty fucking crazy.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
Fuck.
We should start the post-mortem.
That's kind of morbidly beautiful. Okay.
The corpse
Let's
cannot
go.
feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination. Oh, actually, Yeah, I know. Okay, external examination. We'll do it in order.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Fuck.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
Right
the
down.
rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
When am I gonna get them?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
I'll omit the boots.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Well, it feels like omitting the boots and then writing that down doesn't make a huge amount of sense,
Tattoos.
but I'll do it.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white.
Okay.
The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini.
Also, the boots thing, omitting the boots is not actually very clever. I just realized, Drama, we did literally get a flashbulb photo of the body with the boots still on.
The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman.
I'm in too deep now. I have to do
Color
it anyway.
Yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
Write it down.
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before moving on.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
Why would I do this? But I must.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Write down adding the brilliantine.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Kuno's not gonna like that.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Predation. Delightful way of pronouncing that. But I meant for high velocity.
Ligature mark.
I need to bend to Kuno's whim. Ligature mark. Lieutenant produces a small folding knife with the other hand pulling on the belt. That's cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. But while it's obvious, the material cannot be cut. I'm not being mean to Kuno. It's just I don't reckon that he gives a shit whether I write low velocity or velocity to the max.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
May I try?
It's no use. We should get chain cutters. You can try with them. I have a pair in the toolbox of my kinema. Damn corpse. We had a good rhythm going.
Okay, now we have an excuse to grab all of the tools from this man's car. Also, what did I just get? Oh, his notebook. I could be a truly evil individual and sell that. Awful. Right. Let's never even consider it.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a puller, a metallic drawer.
Take what you need, Alfie.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
You know what?
The pry bar, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts.
Take the flashlight.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss.
Push in the pull-out toolbox.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers and the radio on its hook.
Alright. Yeah. Sick. Let's go. I've got 2 skill points I can spend whenever I need to.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. His body is supine and open to intrusion. By autopsy, the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
External examination. Now that we have the chain cutters, let's cut the belt.
Cut with as much precision as you can, please.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
You know what? We'll look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Ugh.
The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
72% is pretty fucking solid. It is a red check. And my physique is not the best. I think I'm gonna. We'll put 1 in physical instrument.
After some deliberation,
Okay, good.
you
Good,
sink
good,
the
good, good,
cutters into the knot tying
No
the
save
belt
scumming
together.
here.
You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Press down.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Okay.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
I'll write that down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia...
No! It's gonna happen, see?
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Well, I can't do anything that would make Kuno S happy.
Back is symmetrical.
Kuno,
and intact.
he's fine. He's just,
Upper and lower extremities are intact.
fuck
but
Kuno S.
asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
It is fucking minging.
Sorry, what did you say, Kim? I was distracted. asymmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
Mean to Kuno S. Look, being mean to Kuno is evil, ontologically speaking, but Kuno S is evil as well. So, like, it balances out. It's acceptable.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Scarring's extensive, way more than a law official's.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I know,
We have a real
but some
museum
kids are
battles, wars.
ontologically evil. Correct, Meredith. That is exactly true. I'll
Last
write
item.
this down.
Hands.
I'll pick up the
His
hand.
flesh is cold, icy.
Ugh.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
I'm from...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo di Cappadocia?
I can accept defending Kuno. I draw the line at... look, I'm ambivalent on Kuno S, all things considered. But Kuno's fine. He's just high off out of his mind. Like, he's just chill. It's good to hold your hand. Did you like it when I stroked your hair?
I did, Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy, before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Aye.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal, unfortunately.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
I may add the moral of this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
Yeah, true. I'll write NA.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it. Gently, a rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Ugh.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable.
Fuck Kuno S. What the fuck you...
Respiratory system.
Needs to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
I'll look in his mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
I'll look deeper inside.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat.
Yeah, I
A
should have
contraction.
expected that.
Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Just heal that health back up. Don't really fancy being in the danger zone.
Hepatobiliary, NA.
Why? Don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Same for toxicology and serology, NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Alright, NA, add toxicology requested.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write it down. Keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries, man.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 feels. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
What about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, I inflicted them. Sure. Though this is a team effort.
You mean the spin-stabilized munition from a kill A990 muzzleloader lodged in his lung? That was not a team effort. I just missed my shot. Also, let's not mention it. Muddies the water.
But isn't that sloppy?
Be pedantic if you like, it doesn't matter. No one else is going to investigate this man's murder. And if they do, such details would only confuse them.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, you aren't wrong, Kuno.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Okay, Kuno S.
Now, injuries.
Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Surely a bird wouldn't leave bite marks, but I don't know, like beak marks. I feel like biting and pecking are 2 very different things, personally, but I'll write it down because he told me to.
Officer?
Opinion, fatal injury. No. Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury.
I just don't think birds bite
the
things
injury
very
does not
often.
have the rim of an early
Like, am I
inflammatory
wrong?
response. The perpetrator on the scene.
Like,
is
I've
confessed to
befriended a
causing
set of
post-mortem.
3 crows in my local park. And sure, they eat things, but they peck them and then swallow them. I don't see much biting going on from the birds. I don't know. Anyway, okay.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
I got no clue. Birds kind of creep me out. I try not to think about them. Oh, I love birds. I love them so much, especially crows. They're so clever. They're smart little guys. You know, some crows have been have demonstrated that they will not only use tools, but in certain circumstances, they will teach other crows how to use those tools so that both of the crows can benefit. Like, there was a test done where they put some food in like a tube they put food in a tube for like 2 different crows, and gave them only one pokey stick tool. And they expected that the birds would fight over the stick, but what they instead did was one of them grabbed the stick, figured that the other one wanted it as well, and then kind of teamed up to find another stick and bend it into the right shape so that they both had a working pokey stick. I love birds. They're sick as hell.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Yeah, crows have about the same level of intelligence as a 7-year-old human. It's crazy. It's crazy how clever they are. Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Now, if my friend Phoebe watches this, she's gonna hate this fucking entire scene.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
See hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing. Dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck. A gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I think... I mean, there's no other major injury. But there's also no signs of struggle. So it must have happened while he was perhaps unconscious. But if so, how was he unconscious? Toxicology, neither of our expertise. Could have been poisoned, perhaps, and then hanged. And in that case, that would mean that the hanging is the fatal injury. The only other alternative is that he was poisoned in a way that would kill him, and then hanged post-mortem. I think the hanging was the fatal injury, however. It's a 50-50 shot, but it seems like a reasonable guess at this moment in time. Don't rush. In fact, it's telling me not to rush is making me second guess myself, though. Because that would have been my immediate click, but now I'm considering. I'm gonna do it. Fatal. Fatal injury.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
First, how did it go?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries, too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Yeah, that's good going.
Now?
Have you
Now we put him in a body bag and I drive him to Faubourg for processing.
The lieutenant looks at the dead man one more time, then at his notebook, then at the corpse again. You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Fuck. Damn it. I should have said no. Shit. Okay. Look. Perception, legendary. Oh wait. You're right. You're right, it's a white shit. Yeah. Thank you.
Your arm reaches out.
Oh my god!
Your eyes close, as if by
Let's fucking go! Okay,
It's dark
okay.
all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
Come on.
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his features. Everything is silent, all around.
Roll up his nostrils.
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in.
Push fingers in his nose.
Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
I might be a moderately competent detective.
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider.
Fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop.
Okay.
You're on the right track. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, fragile, even through the latex. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in.
Oh. I looked in his mouth before. And the thing... Okay, it's too far up for me to look back at the text, but it said there are ancient mysteries in here.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Holy shit. It was all worth it. It was all worth it. Abrasion collar.
I see it.
Kuno is silent.
Touch with my finger.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
I'll poke in.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem.
Yes, that's what this part is called.
Okay, yeah, I didn't expect you to be so blunt to me in a monologue. Feel around.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex. This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
I mean, I could have told you that conceptualization, but still poetic nonetheless.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
I like you, Kuno. You can understand that whatever the fuck is happening here is weird as hell.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow.
Wriggle in, baby.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger.
Okay.
Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
I feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
Inspect the skull first.
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
See, and this is why I like Kuno and don't like Kunos. Okay. Given my last check, I know how my luck usually tends to work. In before 2 ones. Oh, thank God. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. I mean,
you pick the object.
She's a little bit
index
wrong.
And middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
I whisper, I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
What? What is it?
Slowly pull my fingers out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower. A blossom made of lead.
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
That makes more sense. Thank fuck reaction speed made me second guess. And, I mean, I still hit the wrong button, but, you know, it made me think.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-calibre. Rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift.
No, you deserve it. We can log it later. Looks like we need to add one more item to your injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds like heaven.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Agree. Goddamn right, honestly. Wasn't that what we thought last time?
That was then. This time we have extensive tissue destruction away from the wound track. This time we have a bullet.
You're goddamn right.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion? Non-fatal. Post-mortem.
Fuck yes. Detective shit, baby.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
The ligament mark, the fractured hyoid bone, it was all treatment.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead dabba doop doop.
Deadity dead dead.
Agreed.
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation.
Okay.
There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
We almost fell for it, he thinks. Almost.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Well, okay, but why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Cool. I think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
Okay. Fuck yes. Detectives, baby! What happens next?
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the day.
You'll be gone? What should I do in the meanwhile?
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous. An officer needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
Dead dabba doop doop. Deadity dead dead.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks, and even the main case, but it might be more difficult. Plan his exit accordingly.
I mean, I gotta try and remove the dead
I
man's
thought we
boots
decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Yeah, but after what I just did...
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle.
Thanks, interfacing. I'm gonna try again.
I thought we decided to...
Okay, worth a
This
shot.
is turning into some sort of mega puzzle.
Okay. Then we won't bag him yet, because we do need... Okay. We need Kim with us, so that now that we've figured out something about the body, we can talk to the Union.
The
Just
bullet
interact
is
with this real
safely sealed
quick.
away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, Bullet?
What?
Sorry, Kim, thinking out loud. I said, what do I do with you, Bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Feel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
If I was the bullet, which I'm not. Oh, he's
The
so
jacket
good.
of
He's
the
such a
bullet
good
is
guy.
made of a yellowish metal.
Let's see.
It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at his jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
Alright, look at the core.
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Oh, I actually know this.
Yes, It's as if you've seen bullets before, officer.
You're right, Bullet. Thank you for reminding me I am a policeman. It's a jacketed bullet close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader, like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Well, you say that. I must give it a try. 28% is not bad. I've succeeded at roles better than that in day-to-day life. I literally just did, so...
You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane firearm models?
Because I... Wait, which skill was it again? Hand-eye coordination. Am built differently. Well, it has nothing more to say. We put it away, we reopen it,
bullet
we
is
try
still
again.
safely sealed away in a
42%.
bag bearing the RCM stamp. You can't remember what
Fuck!
happened last
Okay.
week.
Nope, fair enough. Percentages are going up though. This is getting more and more likely. I forgot that I went basically heavy in on motorics, so we can figure this shit out. But not yet. Okay, so how are we doing on money? 10. Okay, so I need money for rent, but I have items. Oh, that's a photo of the Rene. That was his name. Rene, some shit like that. Who the hell are you? Okay, it was you.
We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
I found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
Saw a picture in there. You were in it. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jean-Marie Beaulieu.
Thank
and
you,
she
Gaston.
Sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Let's fucking go, Gaston. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on, why are you on leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
Right. He's got that farmer,
I'm
pain
fine,
tolerance.
goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
Who was working a shift that night?
No one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
That's fair. René should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
Okay, got it, thanks.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
I gotta try.
As René turns from you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly. 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle.
Look at the sun.
A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below.
The medals. You get them for...
For bravery.
Jesus fucking Christ. For bravery?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shat themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Saved a princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
He really despises that Drisson fellow.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say march, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion.
Okay.
The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
Okay. Okay then. What did you do? Yeah, then what did you do?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, It was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me.
I don't know. So I don't know French, but Captain Arnaud, the something of the horse. And it was all over. Just me and a Jolas Tresson gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me.
The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
I've been through worse. No, that was... Yeah, no, fuck. That's no dink, that's a fighter.
So I grabbed the dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Sounds like him being modest, Rene.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drisant. 2 days later that was.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And that even while crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Renee's big natural billowing breast. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Hold on. You're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you?
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like Rene himself. Certainly not to me. How did you find the story to be, officer?
This doesn't seem like a good moment to express an opinion. I don't want to risk it. No, I mean, no, it is impressive to be fair.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
Why do you despise Drisson so much?
Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. All he was related. That's it. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving.
Oh, well,
782 Royal Carabineers are dead because of his incompetence.
I see. But he did still save the guy's life. So... Drisson is just like me for real. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I too am only interested in horses' hairstyles and man-loving. God fucking damn. I mean, I like the fact that he does despise the guy, but also carried him 7 miles over the course of, like, 3 days, saving both of their lives. That's a nice little bit of duality going on. That's fun.
There were many such stories in those days. Many such men, too. True Eversolians. Men with backbone.
Oh, yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please, bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
You know, I think that's a really fucking bad idea, conceptualization. But it's so funny. It's so funny. I'm drawn to it. It's lowered even more because I fucking threw the bull in the sea. Ugh. Look, what is this game if not secondhand embarrassment and taking random chances that are so unlikely to succeed that, like, there's no point in assuming it will? Fuck it.
Unfortunately, there
surprisingly
doesn't seem
high
to be
roll, all
anything
things
worth
considered.
mentioning among your achievements. You should resort to good old lying.
Oh, that sucks. The fact there's just an option to back out as well. I'm gonna go with the top one. It's so embarrassing. I had a dog, Fifi. Okay, fishing late one autumn, but the boat rocked and she fell in. So I jumped after.
The carabiner stares at you with a frown. Doesn't look like he's buying it. The boat capsized and sank. Fifi was already tired. She was almost 11. I took her on my back and started swimming.
Please stop.
It took us nearly 7 hours. Fifi died in my arms when the water was only knee deep. She was a good dog.
Son, I don't know why you're feeding me this horse shit, but I'm not biting. Can we get back to our game now?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I saw the statue of Philippe,
yes.
by the way.
King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
What a guy. Yes, what a hero. What's that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work.
Sure.
Regnum cocainum.
Yeah, it's not a drug, it's a performance enhancer. Yes, of course.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made it administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor. And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
What was that about higher realms? Sounds interesting.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Yes, indeed. We're not here to investigate the drug trade of centuries past.
So René, how should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
You haven't lived as long as I have, son. With age, a man learns certain things about real power, or else ends up a spineless socialist rat, like Gaston here.
And the worst part of that, officer, is having to spend your days playing pétanque with an angry snake.
The carabinier doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
Let's talk about something else.
Right.
By that I mean, bye. Okay, cool. That's one less thing. That's one thing done. Sleeping dock worker, physical instrument challenging. Those on white are available to try now. Okay. Well, we need money. We need money. How are we gonna get money? I gotta look at this thing again. Is there anything new going on with this?
The dented yellow mailbox.
I'm not
Gucci.
kicking the mailbox. He's my friend. Right, let's talk to... Yes. Hello.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win.
Oh.
Out of the rain and into the gutter.
What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Ooh. Do I want to remember? Well, I'm curious.
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time, before Mother told me to focus on my homework. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologizing to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong.
Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Thanks, I'm trying.
Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
Party eyes.
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks.
Good thing she didn't say party eyes loud. Her mother's nearby. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes.
Fuck off,
right
electrochemistry.
now.
Get out of
Snap
here.
sequins on you, boy.
I mean, I've been partaking in narcotics.
Oh, baby. That's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
Okay, thanks. I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
Ooh? What is it?
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
Where did you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
A detective hat? Question mark?
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
Damn, wish I could solve her homework questions for her, because I do have good visual calculus. +1 encyclopedia? I know everything in the world! Because I have a cool hat. Excellent.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Nothing. Now please go back.
She speaks almost as if, oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
There was a detective hat back there. I'm on to you. You got a costume store?
Esteemed officer, and welcome to crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Oh, okay. I need to put a skill point into drama. I don't think I have. I don't know. It does seem like I have maybe one. I didn't notice getting it if I... Oh! I didn't notice I had one of those. Sure. Hang on. Now
Hello
we talk again.
Esteemed officer, and welcome to
Let us
crime,
investigate.
romance, and...
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
What if I don't want to lie?
You're not lying. You're giving her peace of mind. The means are thus justified.
Okay. I see, okay. Ma'am, I came here to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sensed the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
You see, it's necessary to drink spirits in order to contact the void.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
I'm the Void Revenant. I have the power to de-bad all the bad energies.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
Just ask my partner Kim. He'll vouch for me.
Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
On my honor.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Oh, of course.
Do
of course
not
there's an
act
entity.
surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity. For I've sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
The chimney. The passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. what you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
I had a few more questions about the curse.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I actually already asked all of these, apparently.
Looks aloof.
Goodbye. Let's go. Okay. Well, now we have to do this.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
We pull the curtains.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Oh!
Look, I mean, you told me to come here. I'm act surprised. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. Vaguely androgynous portrait of a man.
A heavy
Delightful.
door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Knock on the door.
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed out, dark echo.
I will unlock
After
the door with the
exerting
key.
some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. You feel the tiny hairs on the back of your neck rise up, as if someone's standing right behind you.
Touch the back of my neck. What is this feeling?
Outside, the wind howls in from across the bay. The building at Rue de Saint-Ghislain stands like a matchbox on its side, with men inside like little wooden sticks ready to catch fire. A panicking woman squeezes the pendant around her neck until it leaves a mark inside her arm. A man, a few meters away, stands frozen with a key in his hand. Somewhere inside, a spider is spinning its web.
Alright. Let's go. Ooh. Oh, hello. What are you on?
What is this place?
It's the Netherworld. Beyond the veil.
No, it's a gym.
Oh.
Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed.
Right.
No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Okay. I should put that away. There we go. Sand is dripping from the punch bag. Ooh. Smells like leather and sweat. Yeah, that is a gym. Or another kind of room, I suppose. A poster says, Sidious Fortis, the rest is worn off. On that wall bars, they look unsafe.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Is this familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory from another life, when you were young and fit.
Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? Should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Fuck it, we ball. Oh!
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of
A
strength.
crit success. That's the second one this stream.
In the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
Oh yeah.
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head.
We're fucking
as
so
you drop
good
the
at this.
barbells to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this?
Oh no, Inland
What if they
Empire,
know you're
right.
here?
I hadn't thought about that.
Good technique.
Okay. Well, let's just go up the stairs. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Ooh. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. While animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. Oh, this is creepy. I like it. Airship rotors covered in spider webs. They remind you of blades. Naked mannequin torso. Strange yellow color. Blue velvet. Soft to the touch. Moth bitten. Oh, it's like a tailors of some kind. Skis with slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Steel rotor blades bearing a slipstream logo.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here.
I don't get it.
Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo.
Oh, yeah,
It
you are
seems
right.
likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other.
Hmm. Question is, which did they start with and which did they pivot to?
That's a good question.
What a strange leap of imagination. And yet they still failed. How sad.
Reality is ruthless.
Oh shit, there's things I can actually... I always forget to check this button. Ooh. Where are the clothes it used to display? Is this Emma's atelier? Yeah, I did... Money! Yes! Oh, we're going to be able to pay rent today. I feel it. Even more money! God, I love capitalism. Check in here. Oh. Production schedule. Scribbled across a notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space.
I see, I see.
Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
This is important. I have to examine this one.
It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged.
Ah.
The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
I see.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
I love anything being described as a little creature. One of them's a supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Yeah, I guess they would. Some people do, Kim. Hang on. I'll be right back. I have to just check something. Unrelated to the game, just hear something. Gotta make sure I'm not going mad. Oh, I have a hang on screen for that. Yes. Right. I'll be right back. 1 minute. I hope that you enjoyed this bananas. Yeah, it was nothing. We're good. So, this has been educational.
So much effort.
Let's look at the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow.
Okay.
Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden.
That's fun.
Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Oh, that's actually a sick as hell concept. Okay, inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, game design is brutal.
Minimi stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed.
What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Like a pin board behind this.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Yeah, that's expected.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune Out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. The full text reads, "Heat Death of the Universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise."
Okay, that's rather strange. I guess we gotta look at this board now.
This old fireplace is covered
it's
in
a
lines drawn
fireplace.
in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
Hold on, how do I know about what Kadran mosaic tiles are supposed to look like?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
Must be the anatomy of the curse.
Perhaps. The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
Who's the Game Master, I say?
Someone very important.
Yeah.
The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
Yeah, I know.
A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency.
It's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il Mara. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Yeah, the cost of airwidth alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
And then there's this.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind? This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120. Equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Think I should turn it on?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Well, I'm turning it on.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central
That's a hell of a music
is
cue.
wide open.
Inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
Yeah, it is a kind of sick way to store a computer, yeah.
The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good morning. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
Right, thanks for the explanation.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
Ah.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Is it my birthday?
Still no.
This is the police. Please open this thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
That's true.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why do you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Have any other information about this company?
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Okay, it might
That's
be a bit out of date. Wow, so conceptual. And what's this interactive call and radio?
Any other questions?
Uh-oh. Are you a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Right.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Yvonne, my partner tells me that you're here because radio computer guys are all paranoid.
They are merely cautious. It's my job to protect their filaments as a password repeater at the East Insulindian Station.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Oh.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Votre Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Okay, we'll
The
remove
filament
the production.
slides out of its glowing nest.
Press print.
Nothing happens.
Press play.
Nothing happened. Something's missing. There's no
Well, I
time.
know that. I just took it out interfacing, but I wanted to see. Cool. Worth 50. Oh, you want to say something?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
A failed business? And the question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Man. Some things mankind was not meant to do, my friend.
Utter madness.
Yep.
Thinks as a compliment.
And has it? How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio.
Madness.
Then there's the
Stupid.
game master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-frequencies.
Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
And this was a role-playing game.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Ah.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
Do we have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it and make it bigger.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
Yeah, fair. Fair. You are right. You are right, Kim. There's a door there, but I want to see what's through here first. Oh, okay. So this goes further up. Then I'll check the door. Never mind, the door goes through to somewhere else. I want to go back. There was more things in there. What's this?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded like a bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives.
Oh, hello, Comatose Canary. Welcome, welcome. How you doing?
What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens.
I'm knocking on it harder.
Still nothing. No one's home.
Even harder.
Those curtains
Ow.
prove to be surprisingly
Fuck.
sturdy. Your fist hurts now. If this is really an entrance to the chimney, then there must be a furnace somewhere as well. Maybe there's another way to get in.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things?
It's not random. This is significant. I want to see what's on the other side.
Why do you think there's something on the other side, necessarily? In any case, there's no way we can get in right now.
Okay, you are right, but it sucks that you're right. Ooh. Postcard for La Delta. Also, a yellow circle appeared. The floorboards creak. Ah. Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. The fact the snow hasn't melted implies someone's been here. Most peculiar. Anyway, now we can go through this door and look through what's through here. Cupboard. Money! I'm into drugs! Yes. Fridge. Polar bear.
You see a terrifying ice bear with
Sorry,
a strange
ice bear.
compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy?
What is this thing? Looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
I'm cracking open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
Alright.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
That's smart. I need that money. Examine the ice cream wrappers.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
So, they tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore?
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
Oh.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Probably part of why the business has failed, then. What's this? Ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. What's this? Flashlight cast a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Oh. Can I go through it? I would very much like to go through it. Yes, there we go. 2 rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Someone has stuck some busted guns beneath the ceiling.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Where are we? Look around the secret room.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Ah. Sorry, I was just checking something. Look, there's a hole in the wall. And a light on the hidden compartment.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting.
Okay.
Do you want to take a look?
Okay, I do, yes.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles, Kim!
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. An old Bell McGrave rifle, Revolutionary era, prized for its reliability more than its accuracy. The rest are probably Bell McGraves too, just too damaged to be sure.
This old Bell McGrave looks okay.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Did the murder weapon we're looking for be similar?
It's the same type of weapon, yes. A breech loader. An interesting coincidence that we should find something so similar. But I'm afraid our search for the real murder weapon must continue.
What does this mean, a rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Oh, that's good. Good. Glad that he's having fun. Let's see. What's this? Okay. Where's an ice cream maker that's still running? Shelf. Yes! More drugs. Necessary. Needed.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Red one to the ice bear fridge.
An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things without any reason.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing.
That's fine by me. What's this? Intercom wires running into the breaker box. Shared cupboard. Insane mesh tank top. I'll take it, but I don't think I want it. Handwritten note from the fridge.
The
Oh
note
right,
is
I should
written
read
with a
this.
blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
I'll read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Oh.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Sully Soif.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really? You don't have a single guess?
Yeah, it's Kuno, it's Kuno.
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
What is a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Right, the thing I use.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
I don't know where the frozen ice cream maker could be.
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Yeah, I did.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Maybe they had to leave in a hurry.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
Huh, well.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Try and crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid. But no, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting your time.
I trust you interfacing.
If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, detective.
Well, yeah, I also know that hand-eye coordination, but interfacing told me it's
Equip
a bad
the
idea.
pry bar by going to the Tools tab in your inventory.
Okay,
From
tutorial
there,
agent,
you
but
can equip it to a held slot.
But interfacing just told me that I shouldn't, so I'm kind of conflicted because I'll give it a shot because it's funny, but you know.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream
minus
churner
20
and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
Okay, well, then I simply won't try it with the minus 20. I've got 2 critical successes.
Both cables are unplugged from somewhere. A machine hums along with the current.
They put it in there because they needed it to stay cold, so let's just keep that plugged in.
The beer's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off.
That should at least help someone with their bills. Wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
I'm looking inside the furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other.
Ooh.
Near the smoke chamber. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs.
Those voices I had, maybe it's the malignant entity Plaisance said lives in the chimney.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected, but malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Give it a go.
To muster all your strength and yell. Your dehydrated, hungover throat can produce little more than a dry croak.
Oh, it's a croak. It's a... Yeah, I see.
lifetime of smoking and drinking will do that to you.
That's true, Volition. I shouldn't have done this to you, Volition.
The chatter from the chimney continues on as before. You seem to have made no impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's worth actually trying something up there.
Maybe you should let your voice rest, officer. Try again later.
I'll kick it with my foot.
A hollow ring
Ow.
goes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
Fuck. Yeah, I should have really seen that coming. Let's just spend that while we have it. Make sure that we're back up to full health. Smear my hands with coal.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient.
Yes, Victorian era child cosplay.
Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No, that would be stupid.
Oh, I can try to yell again now that I fucking hurt myself? Yeah.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello?
You've awakened the entity.
I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Well, that's pretty good. Legendary hand-eye coordination. Okay. Did I raise hand-eye coordination? I did. Does this mean I didn't check the item again? Am I stupid? I think I might be.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag.
Oh my god, and I have +4 because I have a similar rifle. Okay, yeah.
A rifle.
Yes.
Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46mm from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you, the dusty old thing you found hidden in the basement below the commercial area. It's unusable, sadly. If it were, the bullet would probably fit the chamber.
Anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmargrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for the same thing you found in that hidden weapons cache, only in working order.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
You know what, Kim? That's funny. That's funny that you're asking it the question I asked it earlier. I think I know where this came from.
Okay. And?
Shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
That's probably a good thing.
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech-loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle-loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
I think we should have more powerful guns. We are the law.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
That is true.
But back to the investigation.
Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Excellent. There we go. I remembered to do the thing. Right. Up the stairs. We also have a skill point, but I'm not going to use it yet. Also, have I done any thinking cabinet? No, I... Magnesium-based life form would take away the shivers. I like the shivers. Indirect mode of taxation. There's 2 empathy, but my empathy's already relatively, like... Yeah, -2 puts me at 1. That's abysmal. I think I can survive an hour and 15 minutes without without shivers. Yeah. Magnesium-based life form. Let's go. Ooh. Trays full of colourful dice, colourful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. Handy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Hold on, what do you mean by Milius?
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
Ah.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you talking to me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure, I like role-playing games and need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites.
How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Oh yeah, this chimney's gorgeous. This is a beautiful little scene. You like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Where are we anyway? What is this
We're
place?
inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
He looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
You know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone's gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
What were their other ideas?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
Right.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Fritta does the same thing.
I know a girl just like that. She works in Fritta as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
It didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Class A 5000. Class A 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I killed the bear.
You did what?
I had to kill the bear to become the bear.
I can see. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherian.
Ooh.
Sounds cool.
Megatherian?
Megatherian. A mega wild beast.
The mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life.
Ah.
By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
I don't have a comment on drugs.
Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover.
Thank God.
There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
The rotor blades and the skis.
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
That's illegal.
Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
My computer just did the thing it always does. And also, that would be funny though. Make a sword out of a rotor blade. Isn't that what Lily in Fallout New Vegas did? I feel like that's what Lily in Fallout New Vegas did. Found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists? What in the name of...
Mm-hmm. The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident.
Right.
The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I'm glad someone took care of the little guys. I like insects.
Really? Anyway.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Right.
Anything else?
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What
Chitin
could
could
go
actually be a
wrong
pretty
with this
sustainable
one, right?
material. Just take it from seafood. Yeah, that's true. Shrimps is bugs, as they say, or prawns is bugs.
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the
Shrimps
hallway, and I
is
have
bugs.
no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
I've cleaned up the debris, and now it's just littering the hallway, and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. Very cool. Very cool about the debris. What's a snuff milieu?
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Ah.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs. A community-centric boxing club.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
Indeed. Who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
That's true, yeah. How did the community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines. Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Okay, that's true. That is a sad truth.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
And that's a non-sad truth.
It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? Customers should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
So why is a remnant of a memory lights up her face?
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean, liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind the curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
What I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
Well, showing up to work on time is incredibly hard.
And so is producing something extraordinary. Anything else?
I found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Oh.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
Oh, so you're telling me the doorbell with the empty name card was yours, yeah?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I was wondering about the Whirling in Rags. Is it part of the same building complex?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the doomed commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
Is there a name? East Delta Pinball on the doorbell.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice? Don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
Agreed. Pinball is the worst.
Let's see. Strange thing happened when I tried calling someone, a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
Probably not.
No, it was something else. It was eerie. Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
May have been some sort of rare electric anomaly.
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity. Sure, I'm listening.
Actually, I had other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
I heard this place is cursed. You know, people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Then Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
No, the whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills.
And then there's me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring.
Yeah, but it does mean I got to see a very nice chimney and have a little chat.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Why hasn't her business failed? Come on, Shivers. Don't fail me now.
You feel nothing.
Fuck.
If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
That's a fucking bad idea. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
She has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief. The tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling
Nothing
rags?
really. I didn't know him.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
You often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
What do you mean by daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids, and lately I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
You never took your eyes off your work to look out the window.
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Thank you.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Fuck, I wish Shivers didn't fail me. Hang on. Have a point. Except change to the close. Leave. And then we'll talk again.
It's you again.
And then I'll try again.
For a die?
A gust of cold air sweeps through the
That's
chimney.
what I needed.
The
Come on,
stones
Shivers.
and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
Because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
No, this used to be a coal plant. You're in the chimney of another building.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
It has a different address in the heart of the city.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
No one's ever really ever safe from failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
What?
Do you know what this is?
Piece of metal shining in her index. Curses hate technicalities. They do! This is why contracts and things always have these loopholes, and the Fae, you know, you can always trust that they will be in it for their own interest, and, you know, you just have to, like, mess with the wording, some Gauntero Dim type shit. Your lucky charm? Some kind of award?
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world, you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
Don't call it a dump, you've made it nice and cozy here. This is a gorgeous room.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it.
That's true.
That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
Damn. Fuck. That was excessively beautiful. Okay. Huh. Well. And also we got the precarious world. All red checks fail for 4 hours. Seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and in creative undertakings. Victory in love and in other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too. Having things and not losing them. One problem though. Not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? That's risky. But I do think that's a good idea, that I'll probably put that in the thoughts as soon as I unlock another one. Shit, man. Okay, well, I think in this beautiful little place, you know, I'm gonna put away my flashlight because waving that around like a maniac ruins the kind of vibe of this little place. Up here in this beautiful little room, I think I'm going to call it for the evening. God, that just a lovely little mini story in the game. A bunch of buildings all and stuff all failing, and then this one person making it work. That's really nice. Ah, wonderful. Right. I'm going to call it for tonight, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to raid Scrench, because they came on 20 minutes ago, and I'm a big Scrench raid enjoyer. Additional Scrench. If I click Start Raid, there we go. There we are. All set up, everyone is prepared to raid. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. I will see you on Thursday. Goodbye and take care. Good night.